Hey everyone, I wanted to do a video on solving quadratics review. I'm going to go down through these kind of quickly, so if you need to pause at all, you definitely can. First off is solve by factoring. So if we take a look at this, so it's going to multiply to give us 10 and add to give us 7. That's going to be x plus 2 and x plus 5. And then we can set both of these equal to 0. So then you get x is equal to negative 2, and then x is equal to negative 5. Next up, we can definitely take a 2 and an x out of this. So we'll end up with x squared minus 49, and that is a difference of squares. So now I've got x minus 7 and x plus 7 equals 0, and then I can set each of those equal to 0 and then solve them out. So x is equal to 0, x is equal to 7, and then x is equal to negative 7. Down here, I want to make sure that I set this equal to 0, so I have 3x squared minus 8x minus 16. And then I've got to think of all the things that are going to give me 16 and all the things that are going to give me 3 that'll somehow give me 8. So I'm definitely going to use a 3x and a 1x. Let's see here. 3 and 4 make 12, and then 4 and 1 should give me 8. So I can do this, and then this will give me a negative 12, and then a positive 4 to give me that 8. That negative 8. So when I simplify, I can subtract 4 and then divide by 3, so I get negative 4/3. And then here, I can just add over the 4. Again, you want to make sure that you set this equal to 0. So I've got 2x and 1x that I have to use for sure, and then I have to figure out how the 3 is going to go in order to give me 5. So 3 and 2 give me 6. Give me a positive 6, and then 1 will give me, negative 1 will give me 5. So then 2x minus 1 equals 0, so x is equal to 1/2. And then x plus 3 equals 0, so x is equal to negative 3. Again, if you have to pause this video or back up, you can at any time. Using the root property here, I'm going to start off by adding 14 to both sides. So 2 times x minus 8 squared is equal to 14. And then divide by 2 to get 7. I'm going to square root both sides. So I'll get plus or minus the square root of 7. And then I'll have to add 8 to get 8 plus or minus the square root of 7. Over here, if I square root both sides, I end up with the square root of 25, which is plus or minus 5. And then from there, I have 4 plus 5, which is 9, and 4 minus 5, which is negative 1. I'm going to subtract 19 and then divide by 9. And if I take the square root of both sides, I have a negative underneath of my square root. So if I'm looking at this and using my sense of I can take out the I from here. So this is x is equal to plus or minus the I square root 19 over 3. And then here I can add 1. So x is equal to 20. Take the square root of this. Now 20 is 4 and 5. And this will be 2 and 2 and 5 then. So then x is going to equal plus or minus 2 square root of 5. Solve by completing the square. I've got to use my blank. Remember, in the blank, first blank is b over 2 squared. So x squared plus 16x plus, so it'd be 16 divided by 2, which is 8, squared 64, is equal to negative 64 plus 64. So here I've got 8, or x plus 8 squared equals 0. The square root of 0, of course, is 0. So then I'll just have x is equal to negative 8. Here I am going to have a fraction. So negative 5 over 2 squared gives me the 25 over 4. 25 over 4. So now this all comes down into making x minus 5 over 2 squared minus 6, which is 25 over 4. If I add 6, it's like adding 24 over 4. So then I get x minus 5 over 2 squared equals 49 over 4. I square root that, I get x minus 5 over 2 is equal to plus or minus 7 over 2. X is equal to 5 over 2 plus 7 over 2, which is 12 over 2, or 6. Or 5 over 2 minus 7 over 2, which is negative 2 over 2, or negative 1. Here on 11, these types have got to divide everything by 2 first. So now I'll have x squared plus 6x minus 3. Then x squared plus 6x plus blank minus 3 equals 0 plus blank. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Squared is 9. So now this is going to give me x plus 3 squared minus 3 equals 9. I'm going to move the 3 over to the other side. I'm actually going to work this way. So I've got x plus 3 squared is equal to 12. And then I'm going to take the square root of 12, which when simplified gives me plus or minus 2 root 3. So then x is equal to negative 3 plus or minus 2 root 3. Last one I'm going to do for this video, and then I'll do quadratics in another video. Divide each of these by 3 first. So I get x squared minus 7x plus 20 over 3 equals 0. Now I need to put a blank in here. So x squared minus 7x plus blank. So 7 over 2 squared is going to give me 49 over 4 plus 20 over 3 equals 0 plus the 49 over 4. So this is going to end up being x minus 7 over 2 squared equal to 49 over 4 minus 20 over 3. Those do not have a common denominator, so I do have to make one. I'll have to multiply 49 by 3 and 20 and that by 3, and I should end up with, excuse me for a second, I should end up with 49 and 49, which is 98. So 147 minus 60 all over 12. If I subtract that, I should get 87 over 12 for there. And then I'll take the square root of that. So x minus 7 over 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 87 over 12. Running out of room. So then from here, x is equal to 7 over 2 plus or minus the square root of 87 over 12. All right, I am going to finish up in another video. That should be all for now.